Okay. I can't even get mad no more. This is like my third video. Okay, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do it real quick, and I'm going to try to sum it up as best I can so that I can make sure the video loads. I don't know why it gives me this trouble. I want to come in here today, talk about the animosity, the sometimes looks like downright hate that seems to go on between the black man and black woman. It comes across in both of us. You have a lot of angry black women, a lot of angry black men, a lot of black men and women who have left the race. And when I say race, I mean they don't date black anymore. That's kind of another video because this is not about hating on people who date interracially. We've all probably done it at some point in our life, but I think it's a difference from when you date outside your race and when you won't date your race because of this, because they're too loud, because black men don't have no job, because black women don't comb their hair, whatever. Those kind of things are different. Other than if you're just dating outside your race because you found somebody that you love that happens to be another race. I have no problem with that. Your prerogative. You do what you want. Love is love. But the degree of anger runs so deep for some reason with us. There is a level of almost unforgiveness between the black man and black woman that seems so wide that it's almost like, will you ever forgive? And it seems like we will love and forgive everybody else for everything that they do to us, but when it comes to us, we won't, we can't. We have a hard time doing it. We bring up all the hurt, we bring up all the past, we whatever, and even in the face here in America of so much racial injustice for over 500 years and probably more, yet and still we forgive and we love and we say, oh, I'm not going to be racist because if I don't forgive them, then Jesus, blah, 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 whatever, But when it comes down to us, we just won't do it with each other, And, I understand hurt. I understand hurt and pain, and I understand that it runs deep. I've been hurt by people, by men, black men, but that's not going to make me degrade them and dog them and put them down so much to the level of, just ridiculous. Because, like I say, some of the hateful videos, things that I see here on YouTube, is just ridiculous. That comes, there are some black men who I have seen here on YouTube and on other videos that they make, who will put the entire issue and problems of the black community on the black woman. They say it's her fault. And it's some hateful, bitter stuff that, even though they're not talking about me, it's some stuff that I have seen and heard that have made me want to cry. Just because you could feel those vibes. You could just feel that hate, And it's with the women too. You got a lot of hurtful, angry, bitter black women who hate men. Now, the bottom line is that all this hurt and anger comes from many different places, many different sources, if you ask me. Some of it is probably growing up, I know one thing that I said, I wonder if it, and you all can let me know if you think so. I think it might cause a lot of hurt and anger in our children, is that you have some moms, maybe dads too, but you have a lot of moms who, let's say they got into a bad relationship with a man. Let's say he was no good. Maybe he beat him. Maybe he went to prison. Maybe he left her. Maybe he didn't have a job. Maybe he didn't support her. Whatever the reason, she has a little son who looks just like him. All of a sudden, nigga, you this. I mean, the kid's 1, 2, 3 years old. Nigga, you this. You gonna be just like your daddy and this and that. And you ain't no good and you little SOB and this and that. You know, they do it to the daughters. You know, you a little B and this and that, and you're going to be just like your mama. Your mama wasn't SHIT. And I mean, and so these children hear this stuff, and these children grow up with that hurt and that pain. And a lot of times it's generational. Grandma cussed the daughter out, the daughter cussed her daughter out, and this and that, and now I'm going to cuss my daughter out, and that little B ain't going to be nothing, and that little hoe, and this and that, and it's a horrible thing that we have to stop doing, because, and it is possibly a reason as to some of the bitterness in some of our children, because you have broken their spirit to the point of, well, maybe I'm nothing but a little thug. Maybe all I can do is get on the corner and either sell myself or sell drugs, or, you know, what's the use of going to school and trying to get a good education because, you know, mama say I'm stupid anyway, you know. So I think we get the point. And I think that's one thing that we need to stop as parents. You know, I know one thing about a black mom, because I'm one. We have a hard time with people telling us how to raise our kids and telling us something about our kids. We have a hard time. But it's okay to listen sometime, because sometimes it might be right, you know. But if we want to be treated better by society, by the world, by people, we need to treat each other better. You know, there is so much, we treat each other so ugly, you know, so ugly. We are so rude and mean to each other for no reason. I'm going to try to get this real quick little story in here. It's probably going to be a part 2 of this video, but I'm going to try to get this real quick story in before it cuts off on me. I was reading on social media in a hair group where this black woman was with her white friends. Now, this is the story that she's telling. And she said a black woman, another black woman, they were leaving out of the restaurant. Another black woman came up to her and began to ask her about her natural hair, how she did it. Does it, you know, how do you make it soft? How do you manage your hair? And on the post, she questioned, was she too harsh to the lady? Because what she said was, do y'all think that I was too mean? Because she basically said she hurt the woman's feelings and got her out of her face, because she didn't want her asking her those kinds of questions in front of her friends, her white friends. And the only reason I can see for that is that you must not have been comfortable enough with your natural hair in front of your white friends for you to react to somebody like that. Because I'm looking at it as maybe the woman, if she did not have natural hair, maybe she wanted to try it. Maybe she finally saw somebody who had some natural hair that she just thought was awesome, and she wanted to find out about it. You know, maybe she was ready to take the plunge, you know. But being dissed and hurt like that, you know, I don't know, you may have lost her, you know. She might still be wearing perms now, you know. But just the fact of the matter of how ugly we are to one another, how mean and rude. We'll treat each other so much worse than we will any other race of people, you know, and feel justified in doing it. So those are the things we need to look at and realize and see that we need to stop with our own stereotypes. We have stereotypes that we carry ourselves, and we need to break free from that. I'm going to end this and make part 2.